Okay, we're live. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Miyoko from Japan. Welcome back to my channel. I'm live with my husband, Hideyoshi Ishii. Hi. So it's 10 o'clock at night here in Japan, but we thought that we would talk to you, to the people that are on the other side of the world. And today we are going to take up AOC and illegal immigrants in New York. But before we get started, just a quick shout out to my own self. I draw, I'm an artist too. So I sell my art on my Etsy store. And there are abstract art drawn darkly by me, like physically. And you can get the original art drawn by me, and the link is in the description box below, so check that out. Okay, and also this is the live stream with my husband, but I hold my own live stream every Saturday for you, those who live on the other side of the world, like Americans. So please come to that also. That's a Q&A session, and it's more of a like cultural, I guess. I do talk about national security, but more casual, and you can ask me questions there about Japan and so forth. So, and is that about it? Yes. Yeah. So, okay. So this is just we are testing out, lots of different time slots and on different days, and but we thought that we should maybe try to do it every day, right? So now you'll be you'll be seeing these faces often, okay?
コメント欄にね、後から見た人はコメント欄にどの時間がいいとか、こういうテーマを取り上げてほしいとか書いておいてください。
Yes, if there's any preference over the topics that you want us to cover or what time you want us to come online, let us know in the comment section. Okay, and super chats and super thanks will be very much appreciated because we are doing this for free. Okay, so let's talk about today's topic. I have a link.
Coming to you.
Share the screen. Okay. Bam! Do you see this? I just saw this, on Fox News and other news as well. But AOC, other Dems drowned out by screaming protesters at New York City Migrant Crisis News Conference. Yes, so they were basically being yelled at over the what's it called, like illegal immigrants sent by Florida and Texas, and we wanted to give some response to that, or reaction regarding that.
これ日本のニュース、日本語で見ている人は全くわからないと思うんですけど、要するにこれニューヨークで、ニューヨーク州選出の下院議員である、オカシオ・コルテス AOC が、なんか記者会見をしたっていうことなのかな、なんか記者会見というか、要するに話をした。
移民のなんか収容されているところ、一時的に入っているところですね、ビザとか待ってる時のこの会場じゃない、収容所の外で、カンファレンスを行ったと
いうことですよね。で、そこでトラブルが発生したということなんですよね。
そう、記者会見をしていたら、ヤジがいっぱい飛んできたと。
ニュースをちょっと見ましょうか。
でもこれ知ってるからね、みんな。
ああ、そうなの？
そうです。日本語でもいろいろニュースで知ってます。Okay. Your reaction to illegal immigrants in New York. Good morning, good morning.
そうだね、そっちは Good morning だね。Good morning USA だ。
Good morning USA.
Good evening Japan だけどな。
そうだね。で、あれ
なんか小さくなったよ。
どうでもいいんだけどさ。
いろんな見せ方があるね。なんだろう。とにかく日本はこんな移民のこんな巨大な収容所があって、その前でなんか議員が記者会見、なんか喋る。日本じゃ絶対まずありえない光景だよね。
In Japan, this type of stuff would never happen to begin with. Like press conference in front of the detention center.
うん
That doesn't happen here.
まあだからまあそのこと自体がまあこれもしかしたらアメリカではまあその今回はね騒ぎになったからニュースなんだろうけどこういうこと自体がそもそも珍しくないのかもしれないけど、まあ、我々からすると
Yeah, maybe for Americans, it's a ordinary thing that politicians visit this type of places to and then have a press conference. Yeah, but not here in Japan.
ないね、聞いたことも考えたこともない、ね。
We've never heard of it, and we don't even dare to think about it.
で、まあなんかあれいいのかな。まあなんだろう、このまあニュースの前提となるね、まあとにかく移民難民がとにかく大量にね南の国境に押し寄せてるっていうこと自体がまあすごい異常な事態なんでしょうけど。
It's an abnormal situation that the U.S. is facing, especially to the southern border, like Texas and so on.
で、バスや飛行機でどんどん送りつけてきたんだよ。アボットガバナ
Yeah, Governor Abbott and DeSantis in Florida, like they have sent illegal immigrants to the sanctuary city, New York, right? And yeah, what was your take of that?
いや、もうとにかくね、面白いなと思った。
That was so funny to us.
もう笑ってしまった。もうこんなに言ったらいかんけど、正直笑った。
We shouldn't say that, but we laughed so much. Like I heard it from my husband first, about the news. And when I heard about the, illegal immigrants sent to New York by bus, we were like, oh my gosh. It's so clever though. Just, like, oh, you said that you're welcome. You're welcoming illegal immigrants. So here they are.
お前がいいと言ったんだろうみたいなね。
Like you said that it's okay. So.
まあ特にね、なんかニューヨークのなんか中でもなんかそういう金持ちっていうかな、そういうなんかがいっぱいいるようなところ、そういうオバマだったっけなんだか忘れたけど、なんかそんなところにもね、なんかどんどん送りつけたみたいな見ましたけど、まあとにかく
even to like rich places too, like they sent the illegal immigrants.
で今溢れてるわけでしょ、ニューヨークでもう収容することができなくなっている。これすごいことだよね。とにかくね、もうクレイジーな状況ですよ。
It's really crazy that this is happening. But the AOC though, like I saw her commentary and she was basically saying that, the US government should support New York and also that, these illegal immigrants are waiting. And in the meantime, like the problem is that they can't work. So I guess the mayor agrees with that too. And they want the illegal immigrants to work. And I'm like, what the laws for? What are the laws for? And all those people that have come into the US, they have cleared all this like legal procedures and they, made efforts so much. They paid so much money, I guess, for, to come to the point. And like, what happens to them? Like that is like a reverse racism, right? For them. For the legal immigrants. And we can't believe that it's happening.
だから今あんたが言ったことなんだろうけど、なんかその AOC が3つ言った、その要するに1つ目でその働かせる、その不法移民が今働けない状態なんだから働かせたら、その要するにね福祉のお金が必要なくなるから、そのどんどん働かせるべきじゃないか。いやみんなバカなことあるわけないだろうと本当に。すごいよね、考えられない、意味がわかんないわ。
It's outrageous to think that AOC believes that, the problem is that illegal immigrants cannot work, so that therefore they should be given the opportunity to work. Like that's just crazy to think about it. Let's take up the comment. Thank you for your comments. AOC get what she deserves. She ruined Japan and had her rat Rahm Emanuel forced Japan to pass a bill that they didn't want. That's true. Yeah, she intervened in our domestic politics as well. Talking about LGBT, like saying that Japan should advance LGBT rights. It's so bad. Well, the good part of her visit to Japan, though, that was this year. But she did. I think did she go to Fukushima? Like she was curious she was curious of what really happened in Fukushima, and she's interested in the scientific facts. So that is good. But when it comes to illegal immigrants, it's just outrageous. Yes. Morning. Good morning. Nice to see you. AOC is nuts. All liberals are nuts. Yeah. Yes.
まあ、そういう異常なことが、まあ、だからとてつもなく異常な状態ですよ。はっき
It's
り言うとね。
extremely abnormal.
まあ、我々日本人の感覚からすると。
Judging from our Japanese standards. Yes.
まあ、日本でもね、ちょっと今まではだいたいあんまりそんなに問題になってなかったんだけど、今ちょっと埼玉県っていう東京のすぐ近くのプレフェクチャーで問題になってる
In
んだけど、ね。
Japan, we are having this immigrant issue in this one prefecture called Saitama, like close to Tokyo. And there's this community of Kurdish people,
そう
right?
そうそう。
And they have problems in our society because they are not respecting our rules and standards, cultural values, and so on. And they're very self-centered. So that's not like people are complaining here now. So, and the problem is that like we were sympathetic for them when it comes to like ISIS problem, because they were warriors in the region and they're fighting back against terrorism. But like they are somehow here too, and they're causing problems locally, not following orders of the authorities. So yes, the Kurdish need to deport. Yes.
いや、だから本当にそのクルド人で、まあ、クルドは確かにトルコで揉めてるわけですよね。まあ、もしくはイラクでもいろいろあるわけなんだけど、要するにクルド人っていうのは世界最大のまあ、国を持たない少数民族って言っても2000万、確か2000万か3000万いるんだよね。だからもう十分一つの国をなすぐらいの大きな数がいるわけなんだけど、で、政治的に、まあ、それこそテロも含めてトルコで揉めてるわけですよね。だから本当に政治的に問題、難民っていうかな、人もいるのかもしれないけど、実際は全然関係ない、もうその単に金稼ぎに来てるその難民が、もうなんかめちゃくちゃ暴れてるっていう状態が起きてるわけなんですよね。これが問題なんですね。
So the Kurdish people, it's said that they are the biggest ethnic group of those that don't have their own country in the world, and they're often depicted as the like ethnic minority, but the population is about like 20 million. So that's large, right? And there are like refugee type of people as well, but those who are here in Japan, causing problems, they are just here as workers, and it has nothing to do with their home ground, battling for their country and so on, just making money here. So, yes. Let's see. Who? Johnny, Somali, Mr. Who's that? I don't know. The Kurdish are exploiting the deportating law and are creating business to stay in Japanese. Yeah. And they're very feisty too. Japanese people are complaining and they're like,
まあ、ビジネスもね、合法的にやるなら別にビジネスやってもらって構わないんだろうけども、今とにかくもう暴力的に暴れたりとか、法律を守らずにビルぶっ壊してるとかね、要するに解体工事とか、勝手にやってるとか、まあ、そういう問題が起きて、もしくはなんか何ですね、病院の前で大騒ぎして乱闘事件が起きるとかね、そんなことが起きてるわけですよ、日本でもね。
Like if Kurdish people do like regular business, like legal business, then we don't mind, right? Like it's good for contributing to our community. I mean, like economy. But what they are doing is like illegal activities and also rioting, like even in front of hospitals and so on. So it's really bad.
だから日本でもちょっとそういう問題が今起き始めてる。
So we are starting to have that sort of problems as well.
だからね、実は日本の確か外務大臣がトルコの大使にね、もうこのままだったらトルコ人に対するビザ、
日本の大使
トルコの大使に対して、ね、日本の確か外務省ちょっとごめん、外務省がとにかくビザをね、今後制限するっていう話をもうすでにちょっと警告的にしてます、
So there seems to be a warning from the Japanese side through our foreign ministry. And it was sent to the embassy, Turkish embassy in Japan. And the Japanese side said that なんて言ってて
要するにビザを制限する。
they will like we will restrict the visa of Kurdish people.
で、実は昔ね、日本でもね、
うん
何十年か前はね、そのイラン人がね、
うん
よく東京でね、
うん
ちょっと麻薬みたいなのいろいろ売ってたりとかして問題になってたんだけど、いっぱいイラン人が街でなんか溢れてたってことがあったんですよ
And
ね。
decades ago in Japan, there were Iranians selling drugs and so on, and that became a problem.
で、だからもうイラン人にビザを出さなくして、
So the Japan stopped issuing visas to
そ
Iranians.
したらもうその問題いっぺんに解決したんだよね。
Then-
別に来なくなるからね。
And we solved the problem like that. Like they can't enter our country.
だからまあ今回のクルドの問題もまあそういうふうに対処することになると思いますけどね。
So regarding the Kurdish issue here now, we believe that the government will, handle the situation like that, like legal procedure.
まあだから日本の場合はね、アメリカだともう陸からそろそろ来るからね、あれなんだけど、日本の場合はビザで、なんかビザなしで、もうビザなし渡航っていうのかね、で観光とかで入ってきて、そのまま要するに逃げてね、不法滞在するっていうパターンが多いからね。
To the US, of course, like people walk into the US and or come by sightseeing visa and then stay. So like that's different, when you compare with Japan. Johnny Somali is the guy who said racist stuff about Japanese. Like, is that a black guy? And tried to have sexual relationship with her under a Japanese girl. Oh man, he has also been getting drunk and playing sexual noise on train. Like he has some kind of weird fetish. That's what I can say. He's got a problem, man. He needs to go to a doctor seriously before coming to Japan. Interesting. Yes.
まあだからニューヨークでそんななんかよくわかんないまあ問題になってるのはもうそれは当然なりますよね。
Of course, it's a problem. It becomes a problem in New York. Illegal immigrants, like flooding in. Like not only flooding in, but like the New York can't handle it, right? Like they say, like, oh, sanctuary city, everybody is welcome. Even legal or illegal, doesn't matter. We will welcome you, and then it doesn't work. And then the taxpayers, they're furious because their money is poured into that. What was that? Like how much? Like so much money is already spent for, dealing with the situation, issuing visa and so on, and like putting them into the detention centers and so on. And the homeless people I heard in New York are like they are given the place to live. Right? And now they are threatened by the illegal immigrants.
おかしな
So like,
話
yeah, it's all messed up. And they're causing it by
で
themselves.
しかもなんかニューヨーク州のお金が足りなくなって連邦政府にお金を出してもらおうとしてるわけ。つまり他の州の人たちのお金も使うってことでしょ。
So what's happening now, like the picture is shifting into that now currently, like, I mean, so far the New York was handling it by themselves, but they're saying that because of their policies, like they can't afford it anymore. So that now they are talking to Biden and so on, and they want the federal government to pay for New York. So that means that they want all the states to, other states to, share the burden with them. Doesn't make sense, right?
まあだからこれはもうね、ビルトザウォールになるわけです。本当にまあそうなるんだろうな。
Of course, like it leads to like build that wall, right? But is it in Poland? Like they have the fence
まあ
of
作った。
border.
ついに作った。
Yeah,
あ
they
のね、その
finally
ニュース
made
も
it. But there are people going through the fence to escape from Belarus.
ベラルーシからね。
Belarus to Poland or Lithuania and like other countries. And it said that the Lukashenko is doing that on purpose to create chaos in Europe.
結局 EU、ヨーロッパ EU も移民に対して移民をどんどん受け入れると。
Europe, of course, as you know, they are welcoming immigrants.
で、やってきたから、まあそれでやっぱり EU もおかしくなってるわけですよね。
And that's messing up Europe, as you know.
で特にまあ例の2015年要するにシリアのね、 IS のことが起きてからもシリアの難民がヨーロッパに大量に押し寄せて、
especially after
だから IS、シリアの内戦ですよね。
like nice
だからシビルを
civil war
in シリアから、IS のことが問題が起きて、で、そのシリアの難民がヨーロッパにいっぱい来たよね。
So the Syrian refugees flooded into Europe and they welcomed them.
特にドイツのメルケルとかがね。
And especially the German Prime Minister at the time, Merkel.
だからハンガリーのね、オルバン政権なんてのはもうフェンス国境を守ってね、難民、本当はハンガリーも EU だから難民入れないといけないんだけど、ハンガリーはもううちは入れないと国境を守ると。
Hungary's Prime Minister
Orban,
like even though Hungary belongs to EU, they are protecting their border. Yeah.
だからそういう、EU も難民今まで受け入れるというそのリベラルな政策でやってきて、結局今苦しんでるわけですよね。
Like, yeah, as a result, they are suffering, and yeah, they need to realize that, of course, like we need to help refugees, like just like we said before, we work, like my husband and I, we work with real refugees, like that are under that escaped from CCP, for example, like Tibetans, Uyghurs, Southern Mongolians, Hong Kongers, and so on. Like we work with them. They are refugees, but like those illegal immigrants, wanting to live in a richer country or wanting to get a better job, like they are different.
根本的に違う問題だからそう。だから我々は本当にそのポリティカルなレフュジーズは守らないといけないと思ってるわけなんだけど。
So we believe that we need to, like people like us, like we believe that we need to protect the real refugees.
だけど不法移民は別な全く別な。
Illegal immigrants are a different story.
で、さらに今このロシアとかね、ベラルーシがそれを逆に逆手にとってね、この難民を武器として使おうとしてるわけで、ヨーロッパを揺さぶるためにね。だからそのニュースはすごいニュースなんです、ね。
And now countries like, Russia and Belarus, like they are taking advantage of this situation to create chaos, to benefit them. So we are in this crazy world.
そういうニュースも見せたらいい。だからコメントを先に拾っていいよ。
Let's see. Immigration is excused because they don't want to fix the birth rate of their people. That's true. Yes. And like they want two things, right? Birth rate, they want the birth rate to go up. And the second thing is they want workers. So, yeah. Those refugees in Japan, though, the ones you work with, you're sending them back, right? Like we need to make the country independent first so that we can send them back. Like there's no place to go back because it's colonized by China right now. Like you don't know.
those refugees はそれさっきのクルドの時の話なのか
Alright.
どっちの話かによってちょっと違う。
You work with, right? The one you work with.
我々がね、働いてるのね。
Japan can only take so many. Like when it comes to the refugees coming from, China, coming due to the colonization by China, the number is actually very limited. So.
ちなみに日本は難民はもうほぼ受け入れていない。もうなんていうかな、びっくりすると思う。多分
As you know, like we
下手したら一桁かもしれない。ちょっ
it's
と。
probably like
もう
not even a
とにかく
dozen.
もう絶対に100はいない。
It's definitely less than 100, and it might not be even a dozen or so. Like
だと思う。そんなレベルだと思う。
You can't become refugee. Like, I mean, like we can't accept refugees. Like the number is slightly increasing, but it's like still one digit or dozens. Like we don't know, but yeah. But those who
信じられないだろうね、アメリカから桁が違いすぎてね。
Yeah, probably like Americans can't accept the fact that it's this different. But yeah, Japan is all about manuals and rules, and like it's actually good and bad because when you go to like city halls here in Japan, like they will not listen to you. Like everything has to follow the rules, and all the workers at city halls and so on, like they they strictly obey to the manuals that they have. So everything has to follow that. So if you no, like, even one thing, one signature or one thing missing, like they will never bend themselves. And you can't even have a conversation because they're so like AI, basically like they will not listen to you. It's that bad. So of course, when it comes to like immigrants and refugees, like yeah, we are very strict too. Yes.
非常に厳格だよね。
It's very
日本はね
it's very strict
うん
in Japan.
それはもう保守とかリベラルとか関係なく。
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's conservative or liberal. It's just how we are, and it's not only in politics. It's just how we are culturally. So like it's just reflected in immigration policy.
うん
Yeah.
うん
箱がね乗っ取られるんですよ。
いやそうだよ。よくわからん。
This service that we are using, it retouches your face, and I had it, and sometimes my husband somehow steals it. So I'm like hijacking his face.
なんか色が濃ゆいよね。
いや、それは焼けてるからですよ。いや、でもこのカメラがちょっと赤っぽく見えてるから。
そうなんだよな。
そうそう。なんか前も昔の
前もなんかよくなんか酔っ払ってる酒飲んでないしみたいな。
赤く見えるんです、このカメラが。Yes. Let's see. Japan should also fix their birth rate, especially. It should be the main focus. Though also should improve marriage laws so they are not so biased against men. What do you mean marriage laws? But when it comes to birth rates, as I have repeatedly talked about before, it's all about economy. And like people always like when people talk about low birth rate in Japan, they start talking about people not getting married or people not dating or not having sex or that sort of stuff. But the problem right now, the biggest like it's hard to say that in English, but the real problem is that there are married couples, that already have children and they want to have more children, but they can't afford it. And therefore, they are not giving birth. And that is the reality. So, like, of course, in the future, in the long run, like, it matters. Culturally, younger people don't like to get married at the early stage and so on. But the problem that we are facing right now is the economy.
そうそう。それはもう間違いないことですよ、
ね。my husband is saying no doubt.
つまり長い目で見るとね、例えばその30年前とか50年前の我々のもうその親とかもうさらに上の世代と今の若者を比べたときに、その結婚しなくなってるとかね、そのその家族を大事にする価値観から個人でね、もう楽しく生きましょうっていう価値観に変わった。それは事実です。まずね。それは事実だ。
In the long run, if you see in the long run, of course, like
50年前とかと比べるとね。
There is this fact that, our society has become like from the big family to nuclear family, and that, like in the past, like we had to like we were living with many people, and now it's all about individualism, moral. Like we still have our culture, but it's more leaning towards individualism, and everybody's, we have the rights to have fun.
別に自分で結婚相手をね、その恋愛して結婚相手を見つけなくても、もう家族とか親戚とかがもうお見合いって英語でなんていうか知んないけど、その
お見合いお見合いだね。
あ、そうなの。
And back in the day, of arranged marriage, back in the day in Japan, as you may know, our culture of marriage was arranged marriage. So like it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, like it was our culture to just get married with a partner that your parents introduce you to. So like
だからそういうもう50年とか100年とかの単位で考えると確かにね、そのインディビジュアリズムっていうことの問題性っていうのは確かにあるんです。事実としてはね。
If you think about marriage and so on, or low birth rate in the long like 50 years to 100 years, then yeah, like the cultural problem is there.
今現在のもうこの5年10年今の問題で考えると完全にも経済の問題なんですよ、ね。
But if you think about this in the term of like 5 years to 10 years and so on, then that is economy. So you have to differentiate the, like what we are referring to.
だからまあ将来その 将来に向かってどんな教育が必要だとかね、
うん
その家族を大事にする価値観を大事にしようとかっていうことは、それを考えないといけないことなんだけどね、もちろんね。
Like, when we think about the future, of course, we have to think about the education of cultural values and cultural values, like respecting the family and so on.
だけども、今、要するに出生率ね、バースレート、を上げようと思ったら、もうこれはもうお金の問題なんです。はっきりしてる。
But now the current birth rate problem is coming from economy.
で、アメリカ人はね、理解できないかもしれないけど、日本人はもうこの過去30年間、給料が下がってるんだよね。上がってない。
And American people probably have no idea. Like you probably can't imagine this, but in the past 30 years, Japanese people's salary keeps going down. Like our paycheck, it's been
30 年
going
間
down
ずっとだよ。
for the 3 decades in a world.
つまり、
We are sinking down.
つまり今本来ね、子供をね、大体作るでその子供を産むであろうね、20歳から40歳ぐらい、40代ぐらいの、20代から40代ぐらいの人たちっていうのは、一度として経済がね、成長したことがない人たち、日本人。
That's exactly my generation. And that like the past 3 years, the past 3 decades, meaning that like when I was little to now, like I've never experienced the economy being good. When I was little, the bubble exploded. So like, I guess that when I was little, the economy was like crazy, inflation and so on. But then it stopped. And then since then, it's been like hell.
で、もうほとんど、なんだろう、本当に俺の時代もそうなんだけど、僕の卒業したね、大学もそれなりのかなり全国的に知られた有名な大学なんだけどもね。九州のもちろん一番なんだけど、九州大学っていう大学、ユニバーシティってとこなんだけども、それで就職がないレベルだからね。
Like my husband, he graduated from this public, by public, I mean, it's really good, in Japan. Like national, I would say national, like national university called Kyushu University. And that university is very, very good in Japan, like you can count the top 5 or whatever. Like it's on the top level of Japan. And he graduated from the university, and he couldn't, like it was so hard for him to get a job.
っていうぐらい、だからもうそれ以外のところはもっと悪いわけだよね。
So like he's a smart one, and he suffered, and then so like what happens to all those who didn't even go to university, or like a lower level.
でもとにかくお金がないと。
So people just can't afford it,
で、だからそもそもお金がなくて結婚できない人もいるし、結婚しても子供が持てない、もしくは持てても一人までで二人は持てないっていうね。
So like there's the level, right? Like whether you can get married, even if you get married, can you afford to have a baby? And even if you can have one baby, can you have more than one baby, right?
っていうもう完全にお金の問題ってことははっきりしてるんです。
It's all about the money.
だからロングタイム、長いね、長期的な視点で立った時の価値観の問題として考えられることと、今現在の経済の問題というのはやっぱり分けて考えられなければならないということですよね。
Okay, I'll put that here. よくに過去を返してくれるかな。ほら、過去が返ってきた。Okay. Yeah. Somebody asks. Your husband のネームがわからないですね。
これ、ハイデじゃないからね。ヒデ。
It's actually Hidetoshi. So I don't know, like we were thinking like, oh, his English name could be maybe like Tosh instead of Hide.
Hidetoshi だから、Hidetoshi だから、Hide or Tosh どっちがいいのかってね。
We don't know which one is easier for you. Japan needs to start paying employees better instead of hogging all the money. Yes, exactly. Hide and seek.
はい、だすが。
No, it's Hide.
だから、X Japan のヒデだね。
Yeah. Do you know X Japan, the band? Hide? Yeah, he committed a suicide though.
もしくは死んでない方だろ、ヒデは。死んだ方か。
ギタリストで死んだ人じゃないの？
ピアノする方？
それはヨシキ。
そう。間違った。 あっちはよし
He doesn't even know.
そうだった、そうだった。あっちはよしきだ。で、
見てんの映画の前でね。
で、あれだ、だからサッカ
うん。
ー。まあ、あれはイタリアだけどな、ヨーロピアン。イタリアのパルマの中田秀俊。
うん。
秀俊中田のは、ヒデって言われてた。
Hide.
うんうん
Yeah, there are soccer
だ
players named Hide.
まあ、その辺が有名かな。
Yeah. Is Japan getting informed about the ESG and how it will destroy the economy, destroy entertainment by making everything safe and non-offensive? あれね、なんだっけな。あれよ、左の、あれの ESG とは、最近の流行りの、はい。Environment, Social Governance。はい。
環境と社会とガバナンスの頭文字で、
これ
それが
投資の際に考慮される一連の側面であり。
やってるね。ESG 投資やろ。はいはいはいはい。で、それが
それが経済を破壊すると。
なるほどね。
エンターテインメントも破壊するということですが。Is Japan getting informed? Like we hear the term.
ESG 投資ってのは最近ね、まあ、ある意味では流行り出してますよね。
It's a trend now.
まあ、だけど、まあ、ほとんどないね。
ないというの
なんていうかな。
実際になんか影響がある。
日本でそんなに、だからまあ、そういう素晴らしい考え方があるんですよみたいなことをメディアで言い始めてるっていうぐらいの感じかな。
It's just that, like, to Japanese society, it's just that the media is saying, like, oh, there's ESG. What an amazing idea. So that's about it. なんだみやか。
よく知ってるじゃん。
Thank you.
カタカナで。
カタカナ。Yes. Thank you. Anything else to add?
だからベラルーシのやつなんでニュース出さなかったの
？Let's share the bill. だって他の話題に先に行ったからね。なんか押しちゃった。There is the news of like Belarus as well. Latvia grows worried over a surge of migrants attempting to cross from Belarus.
これはラトビアが困ってるってやつだな。
でもね、あったんだよ。ちょっと待ってね。ここの辺やな。はい。ここの人が言いましたみたいなね。なんか、担当者が言ってます。A large number of illegal border crossing attempts was fueled what he called a state-sponsored international people's smuggling operation by Belarus authoritarian President Lukashenko. And also said that from time to time, Lukashenko targets either Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, which all share borders with Belarus, to test their abilities to deal with hybrid attacks from Minsk, including pushing migrants to border areas.
つまりね、何をやってるかっていうと、ベラルーシは、まあもちろんルカシェンコ、ロシアのお友達の国家なわけなんで。
Belarus, of course, is a friend of Russia. Yes.
で、まあその要するにヨーロッパの国々 EU を要するに揺さぶるためにね、難民を使ってるわけなんだね。
Like they're weaponizing illegal immigrants to shake the countries that are next to them.
で、だからヨーロッパは人権を大事にすると。で、難民を受け入れると。
Europe respects human rights and accept immigrants.
じゃあ受け入れたらどうですかって言って、どんどんベラルーシがいろんなシリア難民をヨーロッパに送り込もうとしてる。
So Lukashenko is using the opportunity, here we are, here, you can take all the immigrants. Just like, it's ironic because it's what Florida and Texas are doing to New York.
そう、やってるのと同じなんだけど。
ニューヨークのね、状況と同じですけど。
それを政治的に。
Politically, yeah, Lukashenko is
で、だからポーランドが国境をね、今守ろうとしてるっていうね、そういう問題が国境トラブルが起きてるわけなんですよね。
There's a border crisis in Europe.
だから、何でもかんでもね、難民受け入れるっていうのはやっぱりおかしな話になるんですよ、やっぱりね。
Yeah, of course. So what that shows is that it's a problem to accept immigrants like that.
何でも
like whatever immigrants, like you only have to accept if you are to accept immigrants, you should limit that to legal immigrants, not illegal.
まあ実際自分たちの国の国民がね、その生活が脅かされるとか経済が脅かされるレベルっていうのはちょっとおかしな話にやっぱ
Yeah,
なると
it's
思うんですよね。
politically speaking, it's a wrong policy to accept like illegal immigrants as well, because it will eventually threaten your own citizens. So, like, what is the politics for? Yes. I don't think the ESG will have an impact about entertainment industry on Japan because IRC, there are not a lot of entertainment enterprise that are dependent on the market stocks. Oh, that's true. Yeah, the system is different here. アメリカの場合はほら投資で成り立ってる産業があったりするじゃん、そのエンタメとか。日本は違うからあんまり打撃がないんじゃないかと。ESG is why Bud Light and Target getting woke and they are pushing LGBT onto kids. Yeah. I mean, it's a trend, you know, it's a seriously, like literally it's a trend, you know, like if you open like a female fashion magazines, there is that trend, like as a trend, like, it's a fashionable thing now to join the protest or, you know, wear like this kind of fashion to the protest, you know, that's a fashion. So it's the same. Like I'm not, of course it's a problem, but I don't think that I share the same kind of perspective as you when it comes to that. Belarus didn't invent anything. Turkey done that to Greeks. トルコがギリシャに対してそういう戦術を使ったことがあるよと。
ああ、そうだね。その通りだと思う。
Exactly. Same husband.
その通り。
That's the number one problem about the EU. There's no control of the frontier between the member of the EU の間違いかこれ。
EU だろうね。
Yeah. Where are you and Hide from on the islands of Japan? Kyushu.
九州アイランド。
Kyushu.
日本には7000の島があるんで。
7000?
確かね。
In Japan, there are 7,000 islands.
だけど実際には大きな島4つなんだ、ね。
But there are only 4 main, like, big islands.
そのうちの1つが九州。
And ours is a southern one called Kyushu, and we live in Fukuoka Prefecture. So if you spell that, like if you take a flight to our prefecture Fukuoka, it will say FUK on your ticket.
ヨーロッパユニオンでしょ。だからヨーロッパ EU だろ。
European Union.
EU って
なんか表現が違う。ヨーロッパのフランスか
な。そういうふうに表現するんだ。この人フランスの人
じゃないのかな。国旗じゃないこっちは。
Okay.
Also, you can't force someone out of a country, even for illegal immigrants. In France, only 15% of obligation to leave French territory that are respected. Lot of association help them. 15% が、obligation だけがいなくなるのかってことかちょっと難しいな。フランスから、そのイリーガルな人たちは。だから強制的に送り返すことができないっていう話だね。
だけどフランスにもね、その例のモロッコとかアルジェリアとかからね、いっぱい来てるでしょ。
But to France, there are immigrants.
もともとはでもその合法的に移民をいっぱい受け入れてたんだろうけどね。
So France originally was accepting like legal immigrants, right? And then today
でもだからもうす
they
ごく移民社会が広がってしまってるよ
so
ね。
like the immigrant, like the society is full of immigrants in France.
だから我々がイメージするフランスってのはさ、
Yeah.
なんだかんだって結局そのもうイメージ的にはもうフランス革命みたいな時のイメージなんだよね。要するにもうベルサイユ宮殿が出てその要するに。
So the picture of France that we have, you know, I mean the image of France that we Japanese picture is like from like what, like 16th century or something, or 17th.
だからもうベルサイユ宮殿とかね。
So like the castle, what is it called?
ベルサイユ。
ベルサイユどういうふうにだろう。I don't know the English. Palace of, let's hear that. Versailles, the palace. Yeah, we picture something like that.
とか
And
だからマリー・アントワネットとか
Marie
ね。
Antoinette
とかそういう
and
イ
all
メー
the
ジが。
like rich people, white people and so on. But today we know that it's no
が
longer
今
like
もうなんかもの
that.
すごいなんかイエロージャケットのなんかムーブメントみたいになってるでしょ。
There's like the movement of yellow jacket is happening, and like my friend, like one of my Japanese friend, like very old, like very close friend of mine, like she married a French guy and she was living there in France, but she, of course, like the things began to change, and they didn't feel safe there, so they moved to another country. Like so like I've heard a lot of story from her, so like I know what it's like there. And yeah, like even like patriots are escaping. It's kind of weird though, like my friend is Japanese and she's an immigrant too there. But she can't take it, and she left. So that's kind of interesting when you think about it. Looking at Kyushu on Google Maps. That's cool. Yes, we're in the south. Okay, 15 minutes to go.
まあちょっと今日アジアで起きたことをね、少し話をしておきたいと思い
Let
ま
us
す。
share what happened in Asia.
台湾、中国の100機飛行機が飛んできたやつを出したらいいと思う。
There was like 100 Chinese. Let's see. Chinese. Oh, that's a French news too. Let's see. Can you see this? Okay. More than 100 Chinese warplanes and 9 Navy ships spotted around Taiwan.
そこまで読んだ。
Taiwan told China on Monday to stop its destructive unilateral actions after more than 100 Chinese warplanes and 9 Navy ships were detected in areas around the self-ruled island. Yes, so that's how China comes.
で、これはすごい数になってきてるんですよ
Yeah,
ね。
the number is rising, and the situation is very serious right now. Just seeing, like it doesn't fit here. But I don't know if you can see, but yeah.
まあこれは今アジアで起きてる現実ですよね。
So this is the reality that we are facing in Asia right now.
なんだろう、それからね、まあ、中国側がね、この尖閣諸島の尖閣の方でもやってきていてね、まあ、
Not only to Taiwan, but also China came
日本
to
の尖閣アイランド
Japan.
の近くにまあ、V っていうなんて英語
V は V だね。
じゃあ、それ設置してね。
So, like Chinese ships came to the waters around Senkaku Island, which belongs to Japan. So basically, like Japanese territory. Like China came, and then they put buoy to
で、
the
まあ
sea.
まあ、いろんなデータを勝手に取っていってるんだよ
And
ね。
then, so what that means is that they are collecting data
で
from
もち
the
ろん、
things
日
that
本
they
の
left.
許可を得らずにだよね、もちろん。
And that means that they're not getting any permission from Japan. So stealing information.
でも、どんどんその海に出てきている。
So, yeah, what this shows is that China is coming more and more to the sea. They're expanding.
っていう状況があって、だから本当にそれに備えなければいけないって大きな問題なんですよ、
So we need to prepare for that.
まあその意味では今度日本のね防衛大臣はね素晴らしい人がなったのでね。
So when it comes to that, at least for Japan, our defense minister,
New defense minister Minoru Kihara is very good.
Very, very good. Very conservative. Yes.
そんなところですか。何かアメリカで、起きてませんか？
Anything else happening in America? I really want to know about Hunter Biden's situation. You know, like we still need, like, give me back my touch up. Okay. 加工を取り返しました。
よくわからない。
自分にしか多分わかんないんだけど。So, no, so yeah. what was I saying?
ハンター・バイデンの
Hunter Biden. Yeah.
の状況ね、起訴されたんですよ
He's,
ね。
oh yeah, he is only prosecuted for his like gun possession, right? And as many are pointing out, like that's like he is prosecuted to the crimes that don't have anything to do with Joe Biden. So yeah, but the real problem though is that he was the son of vice president at the time, and then he was taking advantage of the situation.
で、はっきりしてることは、そのハンター・バイデンが起訴されたことも、それからバイデンに対する、インピーチメントの、調査がね、下院で始まったことも、日本ではね、非常に小さいけど、小さなニュースとして今出てるかな。そんな大きなニュースにはなってない。
In Japan, we are not hearing much about the prosecution or impeachment against Biden, and like the news is reported, but it's not taken up like bigly.
だからもちろんトランプが起訴された時とか、そのトランプがインピーチメントをやられた時とか、ものすごく大きなニュースになったわけだ。日本でもなったんですよね。
When Trump got arrested or prosecuted or even impeached, it became a huge news here in Japan as well.
だけどバイデンのこととかハンター・バイデンのことはあんまりなってないの。小さくしか扱われてない。
But when it comes to the news about Hunter Biden or Joe Biden, the news is very small. And people don't get to hear about it.
だから我々は政治のニュースに関心があるから知ってるけど、多くの日本人は実は知らない状態なんだ。
And like people like us, like we are very familiar with what's happening in political field, so that's why we know about all this, prosecution and so on. But ordinary people, ordinary Japanese people, they don't get to hear about what's going on. So that's a problem. Our media's problem, and of course, it's tied to the U.S. media problem.
なんかいろいろ上がってる。
Let's see. U.S. will not go to war. They don't have the men. Don't forget that. According to the CDC, 60% of young can't be sent because they're obese or morbidly obese. なんか60% が CDC によると太ってて軍隊のだから試験に通らないっていうところだな。They will be sent. They will send a country that don't have the nuke to try to protect their island. The question is, which country will be sent? I don't fully understand that comment, but if China decided to move on Taiwan, I can't imagine what America could do about it right now. So that's the conversation, right? America will.
だから本来的にはね、起きないようにしないといけないんですよ。
What we have been focusing on is deterrence, like we are preventing from that to happen. That's what we have been working on.
今年のね、だから去年の2月に、ロシアがウクライナに、本格的な軍事侵攻したわけですよね。去年の2月。
So last February, Russia officially began invading into Ukraine.
で、その前にね、なんとバイデンがね、そのウクライナのことに関してはね、軍事的には自分たちは何もしないと、ちょっと正確なセリフは忘れてるけど、その前に言ってる。だからロシア攻めていったわけ。
So right before that, Biden said that regarding Ukraine, the U.S. will not do anything, and that's why.
だからプーチンは余裕で攻めていったわけでしょ。
Putin knows that America will not come into the picture, so that's why he went to invade.
つまり戦争を誘発したわけですよね。
So Biden basically let Putin begin the war.
だから、
like encouraged him,
だからそのなんだかそこが一番大きな問題だったわけで、だから中国に対してそういう隙を見せたら絶対にいけないわけですね。我々はその中国さんどうぞ侵略しても私たち関係ありませんよなんてことは絶対にそういう姿を見せたらいけないです。
Yeah, so we must not show the attitude as if we let China know, like, oh, China, please come into our country, like you can invade us, right? We should not let them see any room.
うんうん、だから結局、なんだろう。昔のオバマの時のね、アメリカはもはや世界の警察官ではないって、そうなんだろうけども、わざわざそれを口に出して言ったっていうこととか、そのバイデンがウクライナをね、自分たちは守らないでわざわざ言ったとかね、そういうことが、侵略しようと思ってるやつは、じゃあやってもいいかなみたいな思わせちゃうわけですよね。
So the problem of Democrats in the U.S. is that, for example, Obama said during he was in power that the America is no longer the police of the world, right? Like it is true, but he didn't have to say that. And also Biden, like, he said that he will not do anything about Ukraine, or that he will not start the World War III. And by comments like that, dictators, catches the message like, oh, America will not, bother us or get in the way. So of course, like, they go to invade wherever they want to go. So
なんて書いてあるのかな。
Japan is under serious pressure to go follow the gay agenda and trans rights. A Japanese court recently became the country's second to rule that the lack of legal recognition. No, define Japan, because you are referring to the left. Japanese society is divided as well, right? So like you gotta understand that. And the courts, you mean like the lawyers here are very much leftist, just like in the US. So that's just how it is.
いや、アメリカのでも最高裁はトランプのおかげで。
Oh yeah, the Supreme Court, thanks to Trump, it's conservative leading, so that's great.
日本はそうなってないからね。
But Japan, it's different.
And
the pressure, by the way, is coming from Biden administration. The Lama Manuel, the U.S. ambassador to Japan, he pressured us so much this year for us to pass this bill. So that's on America. Sex marriage is unconstitutional. Yeah. Japan Supreme Court ruled that restricting a transgender woman's use of toilet at her workplace was unacceptable. What is your opinion?
やったよね。あれ、ただこの間最高裁が私判決の話をした時の経済産業省の、あれは非常に一般的な判決では、一般論に関する判決では、スペシフィックなプロブレムに関しての判決なので。
So the statement, what's called, like the verdict was that not the general verdict. It's about the specific case that was taken up by the Supreme Court.
だから左翼の側、リベラルの側は、判決をもう世の中全部に適用させようと、そういうふうに彼ら企んでるし、保守の側としては、判決はあくまでスペシフィックなプロブレムだけで、他の一般論とは違うんだっていうことは、保守の側は今ここは今戦ってるところだからね。
So there's a battle going on regarding that. So the left side wants to make that case the legal ground or legal basis, right? But on the other hand, the conservative people, we see that as a specific case, and it's not applied to other ordinary people. So there's that battle.
しょうがないんだよね。最高裁にそういう判決出てしまったらちょっとおかしな話なんだけど。
Japan should get the nuke by their own means. No double key. This is the best way to protect Japan. Look at North Korea. They got the nuke. They didn't want democracy. Yeah. That's so true.
その通りなんだけども、核兵器を持つのはね、もうとてつもなく厳しいですよね。残念ながらね。
Realistically speaking, ideally, of course, this is the best, right? It would be best if we could have nuclear weapons. However, realistically speaking, it's very, very hard. It's like basically impossible.
それはね、海外からとか IAEA の問題とか海外との関係ではなくて、まず日本国内のね、問題なんです。日本国民の世論の問題なんです。
And it's not due to the world's opinion, or IAEA or whatever. It's about Japanese people's attitude and opinions. Like we were brainwashed after World War II.
もうとにかく核兵器というものは悪であるというね。
Yeah, like we are brainwashed into thinking that nuke is bad, like nuke is evil, and blah blah blah. So, yeah.
もうだから核兵器を持つべきだなんて言うと、もうイコールヒットラーみたいなね。
If you say, like, if you're Japanese and if you're living here, and if you say that, oh, we should have a nuclear weapon, then everybody will point at you and say that, oh, you're like Hitler, you know?
っていう感じなんです。それぐらい日本ではもうイメージの悪い話。
Yes, in Japan, the image or impression of nukes
で、日本のね、軍事力をね、高めるためにはね、もっと手前でやれることがいっぱいあるので、今、日本で少しずつやってるところなんです。
Yeah, when it comes to boosting our military presence, there are capabilities we can do a lot more, and like the nukes is like very high level, but we can do more things at lower stage. So that's what we are doing. You're like Hitler for wanting a nuke. Yes. That's exactly how it is here. 受けてしまってる。Yes, like you will be like, yeah, people will want to kick you out of the country, labeling you as a very crazy, dangerous person. But it's so weird because they never complain to Chinese or North Koreans, right? Like for having their nukes. Chinese nukes, like they are aiming at Japan and they never complain. But like they're complaining to even our nuclear power plants, not weapons. So weird.
日本でね、僕はもうちょっと若い頃ね、街頭演説とか、街頭とかでスピーチとかよくやってたんだけどね。
When he was younger, he's old. So when he was younger, he used to grab a microphone in town to make a speech and so on.
隣でね、核兵器を廃絶の運動をやってた人たちがいたんですよ。核兵器廃絶。
Right next to him, like making a speech on the microphone in public. Next to him, there was a group of like leftists.
レフティストでね、多分実際共産党なんだろうけど。
And probably like Communist Party people.
で、核兵器廃絶の活動をしてたね。
And they're the activists that are working on abolishment of nuclear weapons.
だけどね、彼らがね、その核兵器廃絶といったときに、彼らの頭のイメージにあるのはアメリカの核と、アメリカの核兵器と日本は持つべきではないというこの2つなんです。彼らの頭にあるのはね。
And when those communists make a speech about nuclear weapons, the abolishment of nuclear weapons, the nuclear weapons that they are thinking of is the nuclear weapons of America and also the nuclear weapons that Japan will have.
で、だからね、俺が演説でね、核兵器廃絶、皆さん頑張ってくださいと、中国と北朝鮮の核を廃絶しましょうと演説したらもうね、っていうもうなんかくそこいつ嫌なこと言いやがってめんどくせえみたいな。
So like right next to those like abolishment people, he made a speech, on the microphone right next to them, saying like, yeah, let's abolish nuclear weapons. Yes, let's try and abolish the nuclear weapons of China and North Korea. Like, let's do this. And so they were like,
そういうもんなんですよ。もうね、日本の核兵器廃絶っていうのはね、もうそういう運動でもそういう世界なんですね。
That's very symbolic of Japan. The leftists don't want to look at China or North Korea and look at the dark side of them.
ロシアの核とかはね、言わない。
Yeah, even like Russia nuclear.
で、これもっと遡ると、実はね、最近の最悪が言ってるじゃなくて、昔から言ってるんです、ずっとね。だから昔、
And they've been like this for decades.
だから60年代、70年代。
Like if you look at the Japanese people, like Japanese leftists back in 60s to 70s.
だから中国が核兵器を持ったのは確か64年だと思うんだけども、
60. So
Mm.
China probably grabbed the nuclear weapons in 1964.
ちょうど東京オリンピックやってた時に核
Like
実験とかね。
they experimented their nuclear weapons at the timing of the Tokyo Olympics in the 60s.
なんだけども、とにかくね、その左翼が昔なんかって言ったか、中国の核兵器はね、放射能が出ないって言ったんだよね。
So what the leftists back in the day, back in those days, what they said is that Chinese nuclear weapons don't emit radioactive things.
頭そう意味がわからないんだけど。
Scientifically, it doesn't make sense, right?
だからその広島の
like their nuclear weapons are beautiful or something like
そうだから
that.
広島とか長崎は許せないと、核兵器は許せないって言いながら、中国の核兵器は放射能が出ないって言ってんだからね、もうわけわかんないですよ、本当に。
So they will,
左翼ってそんなこと言ってたんだよ。
Japanese leftists, they will never allow, forgive America for dropping nukes and so on, or they don't complain to, China, but yeah.
なんか Hello from.
Hello from Germany.
Hello.
Guten Tag.
そうだね。俺ドイツ語だったね。
We both took German class, as the second foreign language class, but both of us forgot German. But isn't it interesting? Like both of us, like we of course went to different universities on different times, but we both took German because it sounds so cool, right? Like, yeah.
Eins, zwei, drei とかそうしか知らないんだけど。
I used to like the band Rammstein, the metal band from Germany. It was so cool. If will. German language is cool. Yeah. I like in American English, German, Spanish, and Cantonese. Yeah, I think. No offense to other languages. It's just like to my ears, like somehow those are very nice. Rammstein, you know that band. これドイツのバンド。If will.
まあそんなところですかね。
Okay, so it's been an hour. So we should probably go. Yeah, I guess this time slot is easy for Europeans to join. Right?
まあそうね。
This is a French viewer, then German viewer. German viewer.
そうね。だけどアメリカはまだ起きてないかな。
And so Americans are probably like still waking up right now. Guten Tag, wie geht's, right? Like if you shorten that. Yeah. Ich heiße Yoko.
なんかそんな。
Glad you remember some words. Yeah. I know that Arbeit is German. ね、アルバイトってドイツ語だよね。
まあそうだろうね。
アルバイト。アルバイト。アルバイト。バイト。American, French, German. Yeah. So cool that this is an international community. Yes.
まあそういうことで、まあこういうね、ニュースを、まあアメリカのニュース、日本のニュース、アジアのニュースを取り上げて。
So yeah, we will be taking up the news from Japan, the US, and the rest of the world like this. And
まあ私は日本語、あなたは英語で。
Yeah, he speaks in Japanese, I speak in English, and yeah. Yes, Arbeit. Arbeit. I can speak Spanish too. No hablo español.
本当今の、
No hablo español. だからスペイン語できません。
そうなんだ。
I also know te amo. てamoは I love you ですね。
てamo?
He said Tiananmen Square.
だてamo?
違
う。
スペイン語でてamoって言ったら。
てamoね。
てんじゃない。てamo。
てamo。
だから I love you。
I love you なんだ。てamoって言ったら。ちょっと違う。
ちょっと違う。高度なギャグやめてもらいます。ちょっと親父ギャグがすごいことになってますけど、インターナショナルな親父ギャグになってますけど。手が Maybe Spanish people need to say like te amo to just CCP people, and they are like Tiananmen Square. Huh? Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Me gusta coffee. めぐしたは好きですっていうんですね。テキーロ、あ、違う、テアモはただの好きだっけ？テキエロがただの好きかな。どっちがどっちか忘れた。
はい。
忘れました。But anyway, I really enjoyed these dual husband and wife streams. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, we'll be doing this. Like I hope, like we are hoping to come live every day.
だからするならね。
Like as long as I get ready.
あとニュースがね、
and also like
取り上げるべきニュースがある。
If there's like a news, you know, that we can share, then we will. I'm just stealing that touch-up thing on my face. Japanese albaite is so much than karoshi. Yes, it's as hard as full-time work. Yeah. I can speak French, English, or Occitan, Spanish, Italian, and a bit of Greeks and Russian. Man. And Arabics, a little bit. Marceli. Wow. Maybe you can learn Japanese too. It'll be cool. Yeah. Anyway.
終わりましょうか。
Yeah. Even though we want to stay longer, it's been an hour, so we are gonna go. So thank you so much for coming, and we really appreciate it. We really appreciate every single one of you, and especially those who or like have left comments. You know, it was very interesting and fun, and I hope that our live stream was somehow beneficial for you. And if you want to know more of Japanese perspective, and make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell so that you get notification. Okay, and follow me and my husband on Twitter. I think I put both links in the description box below, so make sure to follow us. And we hope to come back tomorrow if I'm like ready, you know, with the makeup on. This guy only takes like 5 minutes to get ready. Even his like hair, like he make it wet, and he's like gel on his hand. Done. So man, cheese. Is that cheese? I think it's juice. Japanese kamikaze bushido samurai. Yep. Okay. Thank you guys. Good night for you. Yes, exactly. It's 11 now.
Yeah.
Yes. Only Nicholas. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much, guys. And let's hopefully see you tomorrow. Okay. Thank you, and have a good day and a good night or good morning. This is a worldwide thing, so thank you. Okay, see you. Bye.